Very good morning, everyone. Welcome back our online classes. Myself, Rodda Pramila, lecturer in Commerce, Government Degree College, Siddipet. Today, my topic management and art or science. Management and art or science. It topic covers BCom first semester first year students. The subject is business organization management. It is a important topic in this chapter and subject also. So let us start our class. Today we are seeing many departments, many things all over our surrounding. The management. What is a management? Every department have a management. Every department have a management. It reach a goal and achieve a goals through management. The management as an art, as well as also the science. The controversy with regard to the nature of management as to whether it is an art or a science is very old and has created a lot of confusion. It is a confusion created, created. For why? For what? Science is a very old has. It is necessary to understand to real nature of management, right? The learning of art involves its continuous practice, while learning of science involves assimilation of principles. The earlier captains of industry and managers used institutions, common sense, hunches, and experience in managing organizations. They were brilliant and hard-working, but still were not professionally trained managers. Management and art. An art is often regarded as the systematic application. An art is often regarded as the systematic application of skill or knowledge in effecting accomplishment of results. Now, let us see of the element of art are present in management. Right? Now we are seeing number one element. It is a management as an art. Number one, existence of theoretical knowledge. Yes, existence of theoretical knowledge. It is a knowledge also, theoretical knowledge. In every art, there is a systematic and organized study material available to acquire theoretical knowledge of the art. For example, dancing, public speaking, right, acting, music. There is a sufficient theoretical knowledge available for those who want to practice that art, right? Dancing also theoretical art, theoretical knowledge. It is a art of management. It is a management of art, right? Public speaking is a speaking also, acting, and music. These are all the theoretical knowledge. It is practice, those who want to practice that art, right? Management also has a systematic and organized material available for acquiring knowledge of managerial principle, right? Principle and practice. This feature of art is available in management. Available in management, right? Next, personalized application. Second one, feature. Second one, what is that? Personalized application. Art is a personalized concept. Every individual makes use of the basic knowledge in his own personal way. Basic knowledge, he have a basic knowledge in his own personal way. It varies from person to person. It varies from person to another person. For example, two dancers, two singers, two artists will be showing their talent differently. Two singers, their talent is same, not the same. It is not to be a same, but it is a different art, different style of singing and dancing also. It is an art. In management, managers learn some management theories, but their success will depend on the application of those theories under different situations. So, this feature of art is also available in management. Personalized application is art is a personalized concept. ఒక ఇద్దరు గాయకులు కానీ ఇద్దరు డాన్సర్లు కానీ వారికి సంబంధించి సొంత నాలెడ్జ్ ఉంటుంది. అయితే ఆ సొంత నాలెడ్జ్ని బట్టి వారు చేసే పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ డిఫరెంట్గా వారి యొక్క టాలెంట్ని విధాలుగా చూపించడం జరుగుతుంది. ఒకే విధంగా ఉండదు వారి యొక్క టాలెంట్. వారిని బట్టి వీరు సేమ్ టు సేమ్ ఎప్పటికీ ఉండలేరు. కాబట్టి వారి యొక్క టాలెంట్ డిఫరెంట్గా ఉంటుంది, దాన్ని చూపించడం జరుగుతుంది. కాబట్టి సో దిస్ ఫీచర్ ఈజ్ ఆర్ట్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో అవైలబుల్ ఇన్ మేనేజ్మెంట్. సో నౌ థర్డ్ feature, third one, based on continuous practice. Based on continuous practice. Art involves continuous practice of existing theoretical knowledge, right? It is a existing theoretical knowledge. Management satisfies these criteria as a manager gains experience through regular practice and becomes effective. థరోగా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తుంటే ఆ యొక్క ప్రాక్టీస్ అనేది కంటిన్యూగా జరుగుతూ ఉండాలి. కాబట్టి ఆ విధంగా ప్రాక్టీస్ అనేది కంటిన్యూగా ఉన్నప్పుడు ఆ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అనేది కూడా అందులో నుంచి రావడం జరుగుతుంది. దీస్ ఫీచర్ ఆఫ్ ఆర్ట్ ఈజ్ ప్రజెంట్ ఇన్ మేనేజ్మెంట్. ఇది మేనేజ్మెంట్లోని ఒక భాగంగా చూడడం జరుగుతుంది. సో బేస్డ్ ఆన్ కంటిన్యూయస్ ప్రాక్టీస్, ఇది బేస్ అయి ఉంటుంది ప్రాక్టీస్లో, కంటిన్యూయస్ ప్రాక్టీస్, రైట్. నెక్స్ట్ ఫోర్త్ వన్ క్రియేటివిటీ. ఫోర్త్ వన్ క్రియేటివిటీ. ఆర్ట్ ఇన్వాల్వ్స్ క్రియేటివిటీ. Art also involves a creativity, new innovation also. An artist tries to apply his knowledge to improve his work and brings out for viewer better things, right? Better things. Improve, to bring out new better things. For example, a musician will try to bring out new composition based on the basics of music notes. Like any other artist, a manager tries to frame his own policies based on the knowledge acquired by him and use them as per needs. A manager tries different situations every day, and his creative things will help him in getting better results, right? These are all the క్రియేటివిటీ. ఒక గాయకుడు, ఒక మ్యూజిషియన్ తన యొక్క ఉన్న నాలెడ్జ్ని బట్టి ఒక కొత్త మ్యూజిక్ని కనిపెట్టడము. అదేవిధంగా ఒక మేనేజర్ తనకు ఉన్న నాలెడ్జ్ని బట్టి ఇంకా క్రియేటివ్ కొత్తగా కొన్ని విధానాలను తీసుకురావడము. డిఫరెంట్ సిచ్యువేషన్స్లో క్రియేటివ్ థింకింగ్గా ఒక ఇన్నోవేషన్గా ఆలోచించి కొత్త విధానాల ద్వారా పరిష్కారాలను కనుక్కోవడం జరుగుతుంది. దిస్ ఈజ్ ఎ ఫీచర్ ఆఫ్ ఆర్ట్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో ప్రజెంట్ ఇన్ మేనేజ్మెంట్. సో కంక్లూజన్, ఆన్ కంపేరింగ్ ద ఫీచర్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆర్ట్ with those of management, we find that all the features of art are present in management. We can say that management is an art and an art. Yes, management and as a art, right? Now we are learn about management as a science also, right? Management as a science also. Yes, management as a science. The word science literally means knowledge. It is a systematic body of knowledge acquired by mankind through observation and experimentation, which is capable of verification. Experimentation and observation also. It is mankind. The basic difference between art and science is that art implies knowing how the application. There is science is a concerned with knowledge. Why? How? What is the main features of science are? Number one, systematized body of knowledge. Systematized body of knowledge. Right? Second one, continuous observation. Continuous observation. Third one, principles based on repeated experiments. What is that? Principles based on repeated experiments. Next, fourth one, universal validity of principles. Fourth one, universal validity of principles. And fifth one, replication of result. Replication of results. Yes, let us see. Let us see how it is present in management. Systematized body of knowledge. In science, organized and systematic study material is available which can be used to acquire the knowledge of science. Can be used to acquire of knowledge of science. Management has also developed systematic and organized study material. Management has also developed systematic and organized study materials for proper understanding of the subject as is done in science. Right? This is the way of the science as a management. Management as a science. Right? The first feature of the science is present in management. What is that? Proper understanding of the subject as is done in science. Right? Second one, continuous observation. Continuous observation. The scientific principles are derived on the basis of logical and scientific observation. Before arriving at principles, scientists perform logical observations and reach objective conclusions. When managers observe people working in an organization, their observations may not to be fully objective and logical. There may be some kind of subjectively in observations. When it comes to human beings, the scientific principles have some effect wherever they may be tried and observed. The effect in management may vary from one situation to another. This principle of science is not applicable to management. Now, third one, management as a science. Third one, principle based on repeated experiments. Principle based on repeated experiment. Before developing the principles, scientists test them under different conditions and places. Right? Managers also test different principles in different organizations. The managers also tested it different principles in different organizations at different places and at different conditions also. This principle of science is present in management also. Now, fourth one, universal validity. Fourth one, universal validity. Scientific principles have universal application and validity. Right? The principles will give some result when used at different places. Management principles are not exact like scientific principles. Their applications and use is not universal. Management principles have to be modified according to the given situation. This principle of science is not present in management. Right? Next, fifth one also, the replication is possible. When two scientists working on the same data and working independently reach the same conclusions and get same results, this will be called replication. What is that? Two scientists works on the same data and working independently reach the same conclusions and get same results also. This will be called a replication. This type of experimentation and results is possible in science, only in science. In management, managers conduct research or experiments on human beings. A in managers conduct in research or experiments on human beings. When two managers are investigating on the same data on different sets of human beings, the results may not be the same since science human beings do not react similarly at different times. Similarly at different times, different types, right? So, this feature of science is not present in management. Now, conclusion. Some features of science are present in management, but these are not enough to call it a science. Management is not a science like other physical science such as physics, chemistry, astronomy, etc. We may say that management may be called as inact science or social science, right? Now, another future we are seeing management science as well as an art. Management science as well as an art. Yes, management is both science as well as art. As science, it has systematized body of knowledge and principles based on experimentations. As art, it requires personal skill, creativity, and practice to apply such knowledge in the best possible way. Right? What is that? The creativity and practice to apply such knowledge in the best possible way. Science and art are not in contrast to each other but exist together in every functions of management. Yes, there is two types management as science and art. Two types as a science and as a art. Number one science and number two art. Number one science. Systematized body of knowledge, principles based on repeated experiments. It is repeated experiments based on repeated experiments. It is a science of management. Now let us see as an art. Existence of theoretical knowledge, personalized application based on continuous practice, creativity. Yes, it is a creativity, practice creativity, continuous. It is based on continuous practice, creativity. It is knowledge, theoretical knowledge, personalized also, right? Now, let us see management as a profession. What is that? Management as a profession also. Another requisition, another question that arises in regarding to the nature of management is whether management can be regarded as a profession or not. To determine this, we must understand the meaning and special attributes of profession. The dictionary meaning of profession is a calling in which one professes to have acquired specialized knowledge which is used another in instructing, guiding, or advising others. The term profession has been defined in a variety of meanings by different authors. Right? Variety meaning by different authors. In the broad sense, it refers to occupation by which a person earns a livelihood. In the restricted sense, it includes only the three learned professions of theology, law, and medicine. Theology, number two, law, number three, medicine. But in real sense, the term profession falls to between the two extremes. Two extremes. A profession has the following features. Profession has the following feature. Number one feature, well defined body of knowledge. Well defined body of knowledge. Number two, professional associations. Number two, professional association. Number three, a restricted entry. Restricted entry. Number four, code of conduct of members. Number five, service motive. Let us see one by one. Number one, well defined body of knowledge. Every profession has a systematic body of knowledge which helps professionals to gain proper knowledge of that person's, that profession. Management has an organized body of knowledge built by management thinkers and practitioners over a period of time, right? Knowledge built by management thinkers and practitioners over a period of time. The scholars and studying different problems and are developing new principles to solve them. Study different problems and are developing new principles to solve them. In this sense, these profession future of profession is present in management. Next, second one, let us see second one, future in the management as a profession. Yes, professional associations. For the regulation of any profession, there should be a representative body. There should be a representative body. This body lays down the standards of education and training for those entering that profession, right? Done the standards of education and training for those entering that profession. For example, doctors have to get themselves registered with Medical Council of India. A chartered accountant has to get the membership of Indian Institution of Chartered Accountants. Yes, these professional association. In case of management, various management associations at national and international level have been set up. Let us, for example, All India Management Association, New Delhi, National Institution of Personal Management, Calcutta have been set up for the benefit of management professionals. Legally, it is not essential that management professionals should get the membership of these bodies. As per this feature, management cannot be called a profession. But surely such associations may get statutory backing in near future. So now let us see third point, restricted entry. Restricted entry. The entry to be particular profession is controlled by its professional body. A person intending to enter that profession must acquire the prescribed educational qualifications. For example, to become a doctor, a person must have MBBS degree, or to enter a law profession, one must be a law graduate. Right? Right. In the case of management, there is no specific qualification prescribed for becoming a manager. A person can become a manager irrespective of educational qualification. The trend is now changing and person with MBA qualification are referred as a managers. At present, management does not qualify to be a profession on account of these features, but the trend is surely changing. Now, let us see fourth one. existence of code of conduct. Fourth one, various professional bodies prescribed a code of conduct which members are required to observe. A code of conduct provides rules and regulations, norms of honesty, integrity, and professional morality. In management, there is no code of conduct for managers. AIMS has devised a code of conduct for Indian managers, but it is not legally binding for managers to get themselves registered with that association. So, management cannot be called a profession on the basis of this feature, but things are proceeding in the direction when managers may follow a standard code of conduct. Now, fifth one, this is the last one feature. A profession involves the application of expert knowledge for the service of society. Expert knowledge. They have expert knowledge for the service of society. A doctor earns his living out of his medical profession, but service to society to uppermost in his mind. Right? A manager aims to achieve the goals of a business. A main goal may be to maximize profits. Right? It is like a profit. He have a profit. The things are now changing, and besides profits, business is taking up social responsibilities for the welfare of society. Yes, it is changing in business, taking up social responsibilities for the welfare of societies. So, presently, the future of profession is not present in management, but things may change in future. Yes, things is changed in future. Conclusion, the above discussion show that management does not qualify to be called a profession on most of the accounts. The most of the features of a profession are not present in management. There is a likelihood that statutory backing in near future may make management as a profession, like that a medical, law, chartered accountancy. These are all the main features of management as a profession. Management as a profession. Yes, today what we are learn about today as a management and art or science. It features main features systematic body of knowledge and continuous observation and principle based on repeated experiments and universal validity of principles and replication of results. Now, science as well as an art, management as a profession. These important features: number one, well defined body of knowledge; number two, professional association; number three, restricted entry; number four, code of conduct of members; number five, service motive. These are all the important features in the management and art or science. So, thank you friends.